Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going through a portfolio update. Some dividends just came in. We'll go over some buys, what's been happening in the market, all that good stuff. As usual, guys, nothing here is financial advice, so do your own research before making any investment decisions. If you go ahead and hit that like button, I would really appreciate that. So, to start things off here, here's how the market's looking right now. It's April 8th. There was some big news yesterday that came in, and the market jumped up, over 2% today. We're up. S&P 500 is up over 2%. Nasdaq's almost 2.5%. The news is changing daily, you guys. There's a lot of global events going on right now, and a lot of things which can influence the market. So, as always, it does pay off to be a long-term investor unless you're able to somehow take advantage of these big swings, because there's been a lot of volatility and a lot of big swings lately. But you can see here, just through some funds that I'm tracking, everything is basically up. Oil and gas did take a bit of a hit. So you've got stuff like ENCC and ENCL that will be down today. And as far as everything else, guys, you can see it's pretty much in the green. So that is good news. We're not quite at all-time highs yet again, but the S&P 500 is, closing in on that 6,800. Can we hit 7,000? We'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's just a little bit of an overview on the markets. Like I said, it really changes day by day, and some of these, swings can be quite heavy, either up or down. Now, for myself here, how does that affect things? Well, today my portfolio is up about 1.4%. However, we did get distributions in, and this always happens to me. I'll get dividends in, and it'll be on the day where things are up, and I'm wishing I had cash to buy a week ago or something like that when things were a lot cheaper. And as soon as I get cash available to me, the markets have lifted back up. But I've basically come to terms with that. I need to be a long-term investor. I don't really have a choice because my luck just seems to go that way. So for April, we did get HHIS on April 6th. So I was able to buy in a little bit cheaper then. And then today, most of my portfolio has paid me out today. Canoe EIT, and then the bi-monthlies of Q-Day, C-Day, and BCCC. Those will pay in a couple weeks now, but we got the bulk of the distributions in here, you guys, and you can see dividends received for April over on the right hand side, 6,500 in. And you can also see some dividend growth here. So back in January, the portfolio was about 6.8 thousand per month. We did a few swaps into some higher yield funds, mostly from the Harvest Tech Achievers Fund into Q-Day for some higher yield technology. And that really bumped things up to about 7.4, and then March 7.5. And then for April, we're 7,677, forecast for March of 7,750. So we are definitely closing in on $7,800 a month, which also means closing in on the $8,000 benchmark, which is going to be absolutely huge. And then, of course, my goal here, we're 93% of the way to that $100,000 per year, quote unquote, salary dividend distributions, however you want to call it. I think once I hit that $100,000 benchmark, it's not that I want to stop, fueling the income, but I do want to change up some strategy within my portfolio. So that'll be for a future video. And that goal is still a ways away, but it's coming sooner than expected, which is absolutely awesome. So as for purchases today, and the last few days, we did get dividends in. So we got dividends here on April 6th. So April 6th is when I started buying this month. So we bought 130 shares of HHIS, 4.5 shares of Q-Day, bought some HYLD at 22.9 shares. HYLD today, we bought about 50 shares. Q-Day bought some more at 21.5. USCL, I haven't bought USCL in a few months now, so I did buy just 7 shares today. HDiv, we bought 23 shares, a little bit more HHIS, 10 shares. HYLD, another 18 and a half, and then just kind of a few little shares of Bitcoin and HHIS, 19 shares of CDAY, 8.1 shares of ENCC, a little bit more QDAY, HDiv. So you guys can see those were basically what I bought today, and these are just the dividends that came in. So stuff that I'm really thinking of trying to pick up on sale right now is like HHIS trading at about $10.30, somewhere in that range. And my cost basis is, about $12.40. Also, QDay, it is definitely below my cost basis because you guys can see here cost per share about $25, and it's currently trading about 23.40. I think it was up to 23.50 today. So those ones are definitely below my share costs. So I'm going to try to focus on picking some more of those up this month, especially when I get a few more dividends in later in the month. But having said all that, guys, I still try to make sure put some money back into HDiv because I do want to hit $1,000 a month in HDiv. That is a goal. And speaking of that goal, if you look here for next month in May, we are forecasting for HYLD over $1,000 a month. So that is really exciting. That's passing that $1,000 threshold for HYLD, and I do want to bring HDiv back up with that as well. So as much as I'm looking for deals and averaging down and stuff like QDay, HHIS, and technology, I still want to fund, HDiv and CDay. I made a little video on CDay the other day because it's just been doing so good. I think it's really got that right combination of bit of leverage, some really good blue chip Canadian companies that really, you can ride out some good volatility and still get those really high consistent yields with CDay. So been really happy with that. And I did put a little bit more back in that today as well. So that is basically a summary of the portfolio, you guys, and what I kind of bought today and what I plan to buy. I've been doing these portfolio updates just once a month, but I really think I could do them more often. If you're interested in seeing more portfolio videos, maybe some more videos about what I'm buying as funds come in and what I'm looking at buying for opportunities in the market, leave me a comment down below because I really do think I could go over purchases and deals more than just one time per month. And again, guys, look at that chart there. You can see that dividend growth. Even though I've been pulling some money out of the portfolio, it's still been growing about $100 a month, maybe a little bit more than that. So pretty awesome to see that. Anyways, you guys, I hope everyone's having a great week out there, and I will catch everybody on the next video.